And when it comes to the camp, before we move on to more about the German camps, it is important to note there are many thousands of Russian, so called Russian, Soviet camps at this time, and those very much were death camps. People were sent to those camps to die. They were sent to starve. They were sent to be worked to death. Those camps were set up for the purpose of exterminating.
So Corey here claims that the Soviet camps were used to exterminate people. This is actually true, but it's a little odd to make this claim immediately after Woe said this.
Because it was war. Is it fair? Who cares? Because Corey just said, if a group of people is a potential threat to you and you have bigger fish to fry, if they start acting up, the easy thing is to kill them all. That's easy. It doesn't take much work, and that's one and done. You never have to wonder again. Nobody did that. We didn't do that, and the Germans didn't.
So Woe says that the Germans sending Jews to work camps is evidence for the fact that they were not trying to exterminate the Jews. But Corey recognizes that when Soviets did this, and he recognizes correctly, they intended to exterminate peoples. How does this make any sense? How is this not a completely inconsistent standard? How is it evidence that the Nazis did not exterminate the Jews because they sent them to forced labor camps, when at the exact same time it's acknowledged that the Soviets doing this was an attempt at extermination? I can introduce you to authoritarian leftists who will make this exact same argument in inverse.
And of the 12 main gulags, because there were 12 main camps, then many satellite camps, but of the 12 main gulags, 11 of them had Jewish commandants.
This is an old David Duke claim that you can still find on his website. It goes back to a book written by an SS officer in the mid-30s, which is full of all sorts of unsighted declarative statements about which people happen to be Jewish and things like this. This image specifically is very interesting to me. It allegedly depicts a man by the name of Matvey Berman, who was actually later killed by the Soviets for being an alleged terrorist or saboteur in 1939. I find it ironic that the face of Soviet Gulag death camps, which apparently represents Judaism in the mind or worldview of Corey Mahler and Woe, was actually killed by his own government. So I guess you can't say that being Jewish was enough to save you in the Soviet Union. I can't imagine the regime was all that Jewish then, to be honest with you.